On his deathbed, a rich old man revealed his nurse of 10 years was actually his biological daughter. The sudden confession left his other children shocked and regretful of how they treated the woman all those years. Before we continue, please take some time to subscribe to Dailydose, like and share this video with your friends. It might brighten their day and inspire them to do good. Also keep watching because an important lesson awaits at the end of the video. Alice started working for Martin after leaving the foster system when she was 17 years old. At the time, the job was recommended to her by her foster mother, who was a good friend of the wealthy blind man. One day, Alice was making Martin breakfast, his favorite peanut butter and jelly sandwich, when they started reminiscing about the first time they'd met. "Tell me, Alice, how long has it been since you started working here?" Martin asked Alice out of nowhere. "Come on, I think it's been 10 years, sir," Alice replied as she spread the peanut butter and jelly mix on a piece of bread. "I remember that time so well. I was afraid of leaving the foster care system because I didn't think anyone would hire me. Then Mrs. Chester said you needed a nurse, and here I am." Martin nodded. "Right. It's been 10 years. Time flies, huh?" he said, reaching for the sandwich that Alice prepared for him. That same moment, Martin's son Adam entered the kitchen. "Why is it that you only ever make breakfast for Dad? You're a slave. You're supposed to be serving everyone at home," he scoffed at Alice. The word slave made Alice's stomach twist, and she was close to tears when she heard it. "Adam!" Martin suddenly yelled, making both Alice and Adam jump in surprise. "How dare you call Alice a slave? Insult her once more, and you can forget that you're my son. Get out of here before you make me even angrier," he said. Adam shook his head and slowly left the kitchen. "I don't understand why you favor her over your own son," he muttered as he left. Martin apologized to Alice and asked her to have breakfast with him. She obliged but sat quietly. She still couldn't believe that Adam called her a slave. "I can tell that you're sad," Martin told Alice. "I'm sorry about how my children treat you. I don't know what my wife and I did for them to grow up that way. It's all right, sir. I'm here for you anyway, not for them. I'm so lucky to have you as my employer. You are so kind to me, and that's all that matters. I see you as the only father figure I've ever had in my life," Alice admitted. Martin's face suddenly fell as he heard this. However, he slowly recovered and tried to put a smile back on his face. "Your birthday is coming up, right?" he asked her. "Yes, sir. My birthday is in 3 days," Alice replied. "We will celebrate." 3 days later, it was Alice's 30th birthday. When she went to prepare breakfast, Martin was already in the kitchen with a smile on his face. Beside him were his sons Adam and James, and his daughters Lucy and Eva. Alice checked the clock on the wall, and it read 6 in the morning. She started to panic about not preparing breakfast on time, as she knew that Martin and his children usually woke up at 8. "Alice, are you here?" Martin asked. "Yes, sir," Alice said frantically. "I'm sorry. I didn't know you were going to wake up early today. I'll get breakfast ready soon," she said, rushing to get some ingredients out of the refrigerator. "Come on, Alice. We're starving," Lucy mocked. "Breakfast can wait," Martin suddenly interrupted. "I have a gift waiting for you outside, Alice. Happy 30th birthday," he said. He slowly stood up, trying to get a feel of his surroundings. "A gift outside?" James asked. "You've never given me a gift that needed us to go outdoors," Eva added. Alice guided Martin out the door, as his 4 children followed behind them. When they got out, a small car with a ribbon on top was waiting for them. Unbelievable. "Are you serious?" Adam scoffed. "That's not fair. Why are you giving your maid a car?" Lucy said before storming away. "Alice has been by my side for 10 years. She is family to me, and nothing you can say will ever change that," Martin told his children. That day, Martin hosted a small party in Alice's honor. They were joined by other caretakers in his large property, his gardener, driver, and housekeeper. "Thank you, sir. I don't know what I did to deserve your kindness, but I promise to do my job well for as long as you need me," Alice promised. Through the years, Alice saw Martin as a father she enjoyed spending time with rather than her boss. Likewise, Martin treated Alice like his own daughter. Martin's health started to deteriorate when he turned 80 years old. At one point, he felt the end of his life was near, so he asked to see all of his children, including Alice. I know you all have been wondering who I'm leaving my estate to. Lucy, Eva, Adam, and James, you already have control of the business I started. You can continue to run it. As for this house, everything in it, and my money, I give it all to Alice. What? What did this witch tell you? Why are you leaving your inheritance to her? Lucy protested. You will hear from my lawyer. From all our lawyers, Adam said. That is precisely why I decided to leave everything to Alice, because I knew you were only after my money. It was only Alice who took care of me all these years. And besides, there's something I haven't told you, Martin said. Before Martin could speak, his 4 children walked out in protest. They left him alone with Alice, and he started to speak again. I'm sorry it took me this long, but I did not want anything to change. That is why I am only telling you now. Alice, you are my biological daughter. Your mother left me when she found out I couldn't marry her. I had to marry somebody else. When she died, you were left in the orphanage, and my friend became your foster mother. She only told me you were my daughter when you were 17. Martin said with tears in his eyes. I'm sorry, Alice. I hope I was able to treat you well in the years that we knew each other. I love you, he told her. Alice hugged Martin tearfully. I love you, she whispered. I've always felt you were my dad, and now what you said confirms it. I am so grateful for the time we shared, Dad.